round 6 of the 2023 Porsche 944 Challenge Series Australia. With thanks to our supporting partners: Porsche Australia, Advan Yokohama Tyres, Seat Time Race Solutions, Poolmaster Bayside, 1-800 Lasagna, Raceline, AVI Technology, 888 Home Loans, Pit Lane Clothing. Round 6 sees the championship head back to the iconic Calder Park Raceway. Located just outside the Melbourne CBD, the venue is known for its world-famous NASCAR track, situated to the northeast of the complex, but also as the venue for the Australian Formula One Grand Prix between 1980 and 1984. The national circuit is 2.28 kilometres long and runs in a clockwise direction. The 944 Challenge Series runs on the national circuit, which combines 2 long straights and some tight twisty corners. Overall, there are 10 turns. The key ones to look out for are: Turn 1, a fast approach which is hard under brakes. The chicane at turns 4 and 5 with very high curbs. Turn 6, another hard braking corner at the end of the back straight. And Turn 10, which leads onto the front straight and towards the start-finish line. Qualifying took place on Saturday morning, and it was the Triple Series champion, Chris Lewis-Williams, who took pole position over Sidelink driver Mark Verdino, who had a very impressive run. 4-time champion Cameron Bella comes next in P3, alongside front-runner Adam Brewer in the AVI Technology car. Lyndon Watson will come out of position 5, alongside the number 20 of Mark Torbitts in the Poolmaster car. The number 50 of Tony Westerway heads up row 4, alongside Manny Mezzaselma in the EJM Advice number 10. Carter Fox starts from P9 in his number 7 machine, with Jared Campione next to him in P10. Joey Kellogg starts from position 11, with the number 32 of John Venoris rounding out the 12-car field. Race 1 began on Saturday afternoon in cool and overcast but dry conditions.
Great program on the billing right across this weekend. First field is rolling out on the track at the moment. Porsche 944 Challenge. I'm Darren Smith. Right alongside me is Jack Atley. Jack, welcome to Calder Park, mate.
Thanks very much, Darren. Fantastic to be back at the iconic circuit, Calder Park. Everything that is old is new again, as
Isn't
they
it?
say.
Exactly.
And we've not only got a new old circuit, but we're potentially going to crown a new old champion, for want of a better term, this weekend as well. Because Chris Lewis-Williams, the Baron of Benalla, leading off from pole position, he is going for his 4th championship this weekend.
Early dramas, however, for Adam Brewer, with a starter motor issue, meaning a pit lane start for him, despite a great qualifying session. And under an old school national flag start, the race began.
As Brewer hasn't made his way around to the grid, he was given a bit of a push out of the pit lane. If he does, no, he's coming back down pit lane, so he's clearly got issues. So we've got a space on the second row of the grid. History in the making here right now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. We are under a flag start because we don't have lights here at Calder Park, and no one was left standing except for Martin Torbitts.
Torbitts was left stranded on the line, but Kellogg had a flyer, picking up 6 spots as Lewis-Williams, Verdino and Bella settled into the first 3 places.
Hard on the brakes, it's tight going into turn 1, but Lewis-Williams grabs the lead over Mark Verdino in the Sidelink car. Cam Bella just touching on in 3rd.
Adam Brewer needed to get a good start out of the second row of the grid. He has left pit lane now, so he is in the race, but boy oh boy, he has left a very difficult weekend now. Coming from the rear of the grid, he's going to be about a kilometre behind the rest of the field as they crest the old Mount Jane, and this is where the track has had a bit of difference to it now. You used to be able to almost straight line it through there. You get the old RX3 up on 2 wheels and bounce it through there, but now they've got new curbs, which is fantastic, into the old S's. Around we go, a tight right-hander brings you back onto the straight, and a short, sharp lap in here at Calder Park. Even though we're on the longer flat track layout here, of course, the very traditional, the very described is off to the driver's right as they come down the straight. And there we have it. Lap number 1 started under the national flag. We haven't seen that in State Series racing since the 90s. And we are away. The
Fox was looking for grip, locking up.
Getting back into the race, absolutely. Oh, big lock up there from Calder Fox going into turn 1. You've really got to watch that braking zone.
Tony Westaway chasing him.
It's an interesting track, Calder. It's got combinations of a lot of different tracks that we race on. It's got the slipstreaming and the power zone of the Sandown, and then you've got the technicalities of almost a Winton out the back half of the track. So it's a real combination of a number of different tracks. The boys are still getting used to it, but they're really getting the hammer down as they head down this long front straight here at Calder, touching on over 220 kilometres an hour.
Torbert's fighting back too, grabbing Tony Westaway under brakes.
It's a downhill run, heavy on brakes, and
It's a weighing up situation now. Do you set the car up to take advantage of the slipstream down this long straight?
Then taking Fox.
Now, as the guys are doing, over the old drag strip, by the way, Mark Torbert's had a bit of a lock-up coming through there, but coming onto the old drag strip, and I can tell you that can get really slippery. When the drags are competing here, you do get a lot of rubber put down, but on a day like today, which is pretty overcast conditions, it's going to be a pretty slippery position coming onto the front straight, but you need to get the power and the flow onto this long straight.
Tony Westaway also getting ahead of Calder.
Really got to use the cornering speed of the cars, and that's where you can make up a lot of time. There's not a lot of corners here, which means that you really need to take advantage of the ones that are here.
Tony Westaway having a great battle here with Calder Fox. These guys are fighting it out to remain inside the top 10, 9 and 10 on the road. Mark Torbert's has just pulled back through them there after a terrible start.
Up front, a small mistake by Lewis Williams meant Verdino saw his chance to take the lead.
Mark Verdino drags into the lead of this race. Chris Lewis Williams just left napping a little bit there.
But Lewis Williams fought back, getting in front using the slipstream.
What a sensational statement by Mark Verdino, but you can see the really strong effect of the slipstream as they go down this long straight here, and he's just lost the position back into Chris Lewis Williams there, but he's definitely trying hard. Mark Verdino, or the Vendetta as we call him in the sidelink car, the blue sidelink car, this would be his first win in the category, so he's mixing it here with the top guys.
Kellick wanted a piece of the action but grabbed the grass.
I've driven this track a number of times on track days, and you are generally flat through that kink, but they've raised the ripple strips this year, which means the guys in the 944s, because they've got such a tight front end of the car, they can't slam into that ripple strip, which we're coming into now. So they need to dab on the brakes, flick it right, and then hard flick left. But again, perfect example there. You'll see Joey Kellett taking the grass because they're getting a wider line through that kink. You used to be able to flat line that kink, and you would be flat to the boards as well, but it's a really technical part of the circuit which you've got to get right, because this is going to lead onto the long straight.
And then tried a kamikaze move to take Bella under brakes.
And we are not even half the journey here yet, so it's going to be a good 15 lapper or thereabouts, 14 or 15 laps for these guys. The fastest lap at the moment is Joey Kellogg. He slides down inside Bella.
Wow.
Would that be the first time Joey Kellogg's been in front of the Aqua car?
Yeah, at the moment, all the top four guys are sitting in the 108s at the moment. They're all on 108.6, 108.7, 108.8 and 108.6. So they are so close. I mean, there's less than half a second separating the top four guys.
Fox's number 7 had cried enough and he retired from the race.
Way to slide the car, unfortunately. We've got young Calder Fox there heading towards the pits. Getting back quickly to Joey. He's got a very distinctive style, and we call him Joey Opposite Lock as a bit of a joke, but it works for him, and it's a very fast way to drive the car, but he looks sort of very loose and very all over the place, but he's definitely getting the pace out of that 1-800 lasagna car.
I've got to say, Joey Kellogg's put the good fuel in today because he is showing some great straight line handling. Really got the tune set for that thing, so that's great. He's gone I want to get down the chute hard and fast. He's got the car set up for straight line running, and that is what you can do here.
Torbert's moved up to 5th. Bella's car suffered overheating problems. And Lewis Williams continued to lead. Tony Westaway was still making time against Mezza Selma despite flailing bodywork.
Machinery I'm pretty sure Manny has not raced at this circuit before, but the car on screen that we're looking at is Tony Westway, and he has raced here before. Tony is one of only 2 drivers which have raced here in the past. 944s ran here back in 2008 was the last time they ran, so Chris Lewis.
Watching Cambella come now with Lyndon Watson in the Watson Transport entry. They come up through the flip-flop.
Meanwhile, Watson attacked Bella and eventually grabbed him into turn 1.
Unfortunately, what happened at the start, but Adam Brewer's now got the fastest lap of the race, as again Lyndon Watson dives under brakes there under Cambella. Cam slightly falling back.
Norris became a casualty to the high turn 4 curbing.
Action, hello, we've lost one, we've lost Ads Brewer by the looks of it. Yeah, no, sorry, Johnny Vanoris. Number 32, we've lost Johnny Vanoris. Now he's, I would say, lost it at the kink there again. That ripple strip is quite high, so if you grab a millimetre too much of that kink on the left, it's going to upset the car and you're straight on the grass, and it's hard coming back from there. Speaking of pushing hard, Johnny Vanoris there, yeah, just clip that ripple strip on the left. It will upset the car, and from there there's no coming back.
Watson also saw his chance and took Callick under brakes for the final podium position.
I'll have a look at this. This is on for 4th on the road now. Lyndon Watson wants to get on the podium.
Yeah.
It looks like he's going to do it, but the 77 collects the cones. He's used a little bit of extra track. A little bit of Formula 1 track limits questions coming into this one now, Jack Atley.
Not so great for the cones, and unfortunately I think the cones are no longer with us now, but Joey's again trying everything he possibly can. But Lyndon Watson, what a sensational drive from him. He's now looking at a podium position. Here's your final chance for Verdino. Can't quite do it.
And whilst Verdino threw everything at him, in the end, it was the reigning champion, Lewis Williams, who held off the number 44 to take victory in race 1.
Champion, and that's why he's leading the category as he heads onto the straight for the final time.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Race 1 for the return of the Victorian State Circuit Racing Championship. For 888 Home Loans goes to Chris Lewis Williams. For Tyre Power Benalla, then it's Mark Verdino straight in behind him. 0.4 of a second, that gap between those two. And what a tremendous run for those two there. Home for 3rd in the end was Lyndon Watson. We have a podium without Cambella on it for the first time in, I'm going to say, memory.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
ever.
memory.
So it's Chris Lewis Williams who greets the checkered flag first in race 1. Mark Verdino home in a fantastic 2nd place, with Lyndon Watson claiming 3rd. Cambella with overheating issues back in 5th. Adam Brewer fighting back to come home in 7th place. Johnny Vanoris classified as the last of the runners, with Manny Mezzaselma and Carter Fox failing to get across the line. Race 2. On Sunday morning, the field came out into beautiful, sunny and dry conditions.
Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Calder Park. We're back here for the first time in 15 or 16, 17 or 18 years, whatever it is. It's a long old time.
Lewis Williams, Verdino, Watson and Callick, the front 4.
The grid, but looking forward to this one, Daz.
Certainly are. It's green flag at the back. Watch the starter. We've got a national flag. That's how long ago. Calder hasn't even got a set of lights here yet on the reopening. Watching from the 4th row of the grid there. Car number 3 getting away well. Adam Brewer. Let's wish him all the very best on the last 2 races for the season. He's threatened all year for a race win, Jack. I feel it's getting closer.
Yeah, fantastic to see Ads Brewer getting away this morning. All the cars streaming down into turn 1 there. You're touching on 200 k's an hour, and it's Chris Lewis Williams who's taken the front position there again ahead of Mark Verdino.
Bella saw a chance early but couldn't quite get it done.
1-800 lasagna car just trying to creep ahead of Cambella there. Cambella had some engine issues yesterday, but they put a new engine in that car overnight, and you can already see Adam Brewer there in the ABI technology car sliding up beside
Joey Keller giving us a good old look at the underside of the 1-800 lasagna car there.
Brewer too was keen to move forward, grabbing a spot over Bella.
No, he's not. He's continuing on there. There's a different camera angle there. So Joey Kellogg gets through and squeeze Cambella going across Mount Jane that time around now. Bella wanting to get on with it because he has got the ABI technology car right in front of him of Ads Brewer.
Torbert's in the Poolmaster entry settled into an early rhythm.
But I tell you what, he's doing all right. If you've got that Aqua car in your mirrors, you're doing pretty well in 944s. He looks out as well, so gee, that's close. Two cars that are very, very similar to each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Preparation.
No, it's great to see Adam Brewer there really stretching the legs on the AVI technology car. He's got a quick car, he's had a great season, he's currently sitting third in the championship. The guy in the green car there, Cameron Bella, is actually sitting second in the championships.
Brewer was throwing everything he had at the race, and the high curbs saw him come undone momentarily.
Here's the Super Cheap Auto replay of Brewer coming through the flip-flop there, and he flipped, but he didn't flop so well, so that gets Bella back up a spot.
Kellick was really on the charge as he attacked Lewis Williams, getting through under brakes into turn 1.
He will really have a go at all these guys, and he's now in a position to battle with both Chris Lewis Williams and Cam Bella sitting in just behind him as well. So these are the top guys in the category. Great performance though by the Vendetta Mark Verdino. As you can see there out in front in the Sidelink car. That's a Bella Motorsport prepared car. Joey Kellick having a dive under Chris Lewis Williams there, and he managed to get him.
Chris Lewis Williams got an issue with that car. It's not behaving as well as he would like. We're hearing reports that it's slowed momentarily going up the back straight last time.
This left Lewis Williams and Bella to fight over the final podium spot.
Themselves onto the podium out in the front of this race. Here's our two championship protagonists, and yes, Chris Lewis Williams has got an issue because there's no way he would open the corner up like that for Cam Bella.
Oh.
They fight back. There's a little bit of a jump over the ripple strip there, a little bit of a touch. And this is getting very spicy indeed. There is our championship protagonist side by side coming onto the straight.
Locking brakes again there into the final corner going onto the straight there. So side by side at well over 200 kilometres an hour. The three-time champion and the four-time champion. Amazing to see these guys literally door handle to door handle as they head down the long straight.
With Bella just managing to get ahead, again under brakes into turn 1.
Going to get a ding-dong battle in the 944s. Great shot on the tail end there. Keeps us right in part of the action. And now we get them coming out of turn 1, pointing up to 2. Bella gets the move done on Chris Lewis.
Meanwhile, up front, two new names were vying for their first victory in the category. Verdino and Kellick suddenly saw their chance.
In this race at the moment, with the one thing with Chris I would mention is he has a championship on his mind, so he's probably not going to do anything crazy or outlandish. He just wants to get through this race, get through this weekend and bag the points.
Let's stay with the 77 and the 44.
I'm going to get
Joey Kellock is going to throw the farm at this.
And Kellick again went into full send mode.
He dives out. That's a long way out. He's going to send the dive bomb.
Oh!
He does too.
Oh!
That's a beautifully controlled dive bomb. In fact, that is a magnificently executed pass. Under brakes for the number 77. Joey Kellock leads the race here on lap number 6.
Mid-pack, Brewer and Torberts were going at it. Brewer testing the brake limits.
Big dive under brakes there from Adam Brewer in the AVI technology car. Mark Torberts there, El Presidente as we call him, currently driving the car usually run and campaigned by Andrew Jackman.
Suddenly, however, the leader, Kellick, pushed it one step too far, grabbing the curbs at turn 5 and ending his race with suspension failure.
And Chris Lewis Williams, Bella, by the way, speaking of which, oh no, have we lost?
Kellock's off.
No way. Yeah,
At the S's, our race leader has returned over to the wall.
First win, it would have been his first win.
I'm pretty sure he hasn't hit the wall. It looked like he was just pulling off the track at the S's there as our leader. Mark Verdino continues on. There's the 1-800 lasagna car.
Yeah.
I tell you what a shame.
Without seeing a replay, Daz, it's a very interesting part of the circuit out there, and if I could hazard a guess before seeing a replay, those ripple strips are pretty high. Now, if you get them slightly wrong, and Joey, as I said earlier, really attacks those curves pretty hard, and if you get them wrong, that's going to flip the car, and if you've clipped the wall, you're in all sorts of dramas.
I tell you what, it might even be just that he's hit the ripple strip a bit too hard, and he might have folded a wheel underneath the car, which we can see it up against the wall. It looks as though it's gone down on the left-hand side there, so maybe he's understeered and clipped the ripple strip on an awkward angle.
Yeah.
The race goes on though, Jack.
This left potential first-time race winner Verdino out in front, but he too was already under pressure from the four-time champion Bella.
And what it does do is it opens up the lead for Mark Verdino, who, unfortunately for him, but mate, he's got the big green Cameron Bella all over the back of him, and Cam Bella knows how to win a race.
Let me tell you, this is the last guy that Mark Verdino wanted to look back. It's the 44 against the 55. He's seen off the 77.
Mate.
We're working in double digits here, aren't we?
He's
Fantastic.
looking in the mirrors at the moment. You can just feel poor Mark Verdino with his mirrors filled with a guy who is a multiple champion, knows how to lead races, knows how to win races, and he's back on form this morning. So
Venoris slowed as the leaders passed him.
And they're catching now. They're catching Johnny Venoris in the straight.
Yeah.
He's going slow.
And Bella's on record pace here. Bella has set the fastest lap of the race. He's currently sitting on a 107.5. Verdino takes the inside line there. Great driving by the Vendetta Mark Verdino to hold that position. Hopefully he can hold it under brakes, which he does. Cam Bella's very experienced.
Again, Bella tried to move on the outside, but Verdino held strong.
Well, the interesting thing is at 20 into 2024, as Bella looks on the outside, he's not going to do it from there. He's seen the dive bomb that Joey Kellett gave him, and he said, no, you're going to have to go around the outside.
If Verdino's going to do it, he's going to have to fight for it.
Tony Westaway was fighting hard against Torbets. With one lap to go, it was the final chance for Bella, but Verdino held on.
Coming on to the last corner here over that concrete, which can get a bit slippery.
Last lap board is out, so can we get around one more lap for the number 44? He knows how to do it. He's held him off for 2 laps now, and Cam Bella's gone, yep, I see what you're doing, and I've worked out another strategy. This is where we're going to go with it. And he goes around to the outside. The nose is not in front.
Whoa.
But what a great run for Verdino. He's held off Cam Bella on that manoeuvre for 3 laps in a row.
And with the last lap, heart in the mouth moment, Bella saw a chance.
Now got half a lap to get around, up over Mount Jane, plunges down into the flip-flop. It's probably more like a zigzag now with the realignment of the course, so we'll have to get used to that as well. Verdino, 2 wheels in the dirt. That's going to harm his run down into the final S's. Bella's seen it. He smells the blood in the water. He feigns out wide, carries the speed through to the S's. Up onto the ripple strip goes the 44. He's affecting all of his speed here. The ascendancy is definitely with Cam Bella.
But it wasn't to be.
Short run to the checkered.
He's got it, I reckon.
Very, very close. Verdino comes home.
He's got it.
And there it is. He gets a win for the first time in the 944s.
With the number 44 seeing off the number 55 to take an emotional and emphatic first ever victory in the category.
What a great battle. 4 different race leads through that one, Jack.
Yeah, sensational race, and I'm so happy, I've got to say, for Mark Verdino to take his first victory in the category, and he didn't do it easily, I've got to say. He did it the hard way.
So it's Mark Verdino who takes his first victory in the 944 Challenge Series. Over Cameron Bella, Chris Lewis-Williams home in 3rd to shore up his title chances. Adam Brewer up to 5th over Mark Torbets. Carter Fox completes the top 10. Over the page, Johnny Venoris failing to get home, and Joey Kellett ruining his chances of victory with a DNF as well. Race 3. On Sunday afternoon, the final race of the weekend and of the Victorian State Championships. And the weather stayed fine, warm and dry, perfect for fast lap times. And what a challenge it would prove to be.
Cars are coming onto the grid. This is Victorian State Circuit Racing Championships. One race followed by another. On pole position, Mark Verdino won the race this morning, sits on pole for the first time, right alongside Cam Bella. Behind, he's surrounded by champions. It'll be Chris Lewis-Williams. 77. Keep your eyes on that, and away we go. Bella gets a customary start.
It was Bella who jumped off the line best.
400 quarter mile drag strip point there and drives away from Mark Verdino. Have a look at this. Lyndon Watts is going to go with him here, but Verdino moves in behind here, covers his spot. Lewis-Williams, you just get the feeling. Oh, little lock up there. Is that Brewer going to look up the inside? He does. He gets through, and that puts Lyndon Watson in the number 5 out wide.
Very, very close as the guys all throw themselves right into turn 1 down the bottom of this long straight at Calder Park. You can see how tight it is.
But everyone had eyes forward over the rise.
Sparking spots.
4 wide over the hill. 4 wide in the Porsches. The 944 Challengers come alive on lap 1.
Calder was on a massive charge, scything his way through the field and taking no prisoners. A tap to Watson saw bodywork flying off his car.
Joey Kellogg straight into the back of Lyndon Watson there, and he's lost the valance off the front of his car. So that is all the aerodynamics taken out of his car. He's got a gaping air hole in the front there. That was a coming together into the last corner as they came in there, straight into the, I think it was Lyndon Watson. In fact, it might have been Manny Zelma. So the 77 sands the aero package off the front of his 944.
Yeah,
A nudge into Selma too as he got past the number 10.
You can see the hard-charging Joey Kellogg. He's had a great weekend so far, and he knows he's got a fast car underneath him. He's really charging as they head down the back straight.
Certainly is. He's taking no prisoners. Ranges up on the curbs here. He's absolutely into it. 4th in the championship coming into this round, so Joey is actually the one that needs to make ground up. He is absolutely trying to come out as we go to the Super Cheap Auto replay here, and it was Kellogg who went into the back, and there goes that front valance. The front nose cone gone off the Joey Kellogg car.
Up front, Brewer and Verdino were at it into turn 1.
Wow, we are getting on the boogie here. Verdino and Brewer side by side for the last time in season 2023 for the Victorian Championship.
Verdino nudging ahead as Brewer lost it out of turn 3.
Black Widow Spider there, number 3, currently sitting 3rd in the championships. He's throwing everything at the race winner from race 2, Mark Verdino, who's also trying his darnest to get out in front. Once again, Joey Kellogg sliding his way all the way around this Calder Park track as he gets on the grass coming after the king.
I like his marking.
The number 50 of Tony Westaway began his charge, holding off Campione and then grabbing Selma under brakes into turn 1.
And if we look on screen now, the Black Widow Spider, Adam Brewer, trying to get around the outside of Mark Verdino, but there's no way you're going to do that.
Oh, he's going to hang in there. Gives him the inside, just loses the real estate. Great racing there. A little bit of room given just to make sure there's no damage coming across, but boy, that is sweaty palms type of racing right there.
Very, very close.
Verdino and Brewer continued to battle hard for the final podium position, with Brewer eventually grabbing the number 44 into the last corner.
Brewer's gone through on Verdino, and just in the back of shot was Joey Kellogg going through on Watson as well.
Kellogg copied that move and took Watson.
Absolutely. I'm just looking at Lyndon Watson and Joey Kellogg side by side at over 200 kilometres an hour as they stream down this long straight at Calder going into turn 1. Joey Kellogg does not hold back.
And he moves over and takes the bit of track he wanted, didn't he? That was very, very upper threshold of braking there, the number 7.
Bella and Lewis Williams continued their tussle up front.
Have a look at this. Here's our 2 championship contenders again.
The 2 going door handle to door handle.
Fighting over it. Sharing when needed, but fighting as required.
Yeah.
And wow, this is a great display. The Porsche logo emblazoned across the front of the screen, recognised as part of the Porsche pyramid of motorsport, and they tip it in.
A scary moment for Campione over the crest.
And we've lost Jared Campione there with a slide. He's just tried a great save. He's caught that as he's come over the rise there on the at the back of the circuit. But getting back,
with Lewis Williams and Bella not giving an inch, fighting every corner. Somehow, eventually, Lewis Williams saw a chance and snuck through. But this allowed Brewer to also close up and join.
Gets it through, comes through the flip-flop or the zigzag or the magic magician man or whatever we're calling it there this weekend.
what that's doing is allowing Adam Brewer to creep right up into this position. How amazing is it to see the top 3 guys in the championship literally half a second off each other as we head into the final race of the championship. This is how close it's been all year. And just
Torbets wanted a piece of Verdino as they fought for the 4th position. And as they battled, Kellock's number 77 eventually cried enough.
Yeah, exactly. He's campaigning a
Oh,
car.
Joey Calder retiring.
That's a shame.
Oh, lunchtime too. Just
A solid weekend of racing started to show, as then Fox pulled aside also.
No, it's sensational to see these guys still fighting tooth and nail, just going past a stricken Calder Fox on the main straight there as well. Again, that's a bit of a shame. They had overheating issues there yesterday, and we've got higher temperatures here today. So
Campione, Messerselma and Venoris were fighting right to the line. Eventually, Campione taking that spot as Messerselma pulled aside with
crying enough. You can see Jared Campione now having a lunge under Manny Messerselma as they head out the back part of the circuit. That's, again, great performance by young Jared. Fairly new to the category there, and he's up against an experienced campaigner in Manny Messerselma.
And Matty's actually used to the world coming at him at a different rate of knots with his GT3 style racing that he's been doing over the last couple of years as well. So he'll be a good one for Jared to race against, because Matty, things are just a tad slower than what they are with the current spec GT3 in the couple of seasons of 944s, and as did his brother. They both came along racing together side by side here, Jared and Manny. And this is ultimately a drag strip down into turn one. The white car looks to just have the ascendancy here. It's about getting it done under brakes, and plenty of room given to each other. And well done to the car 10 there, Manny Messerselma. He just held on tight there, and ultimately he's surrendered a position to the charging Campione in the 88 there.
Looks like the car.
Fittingly, in the end, it was Lewis, Williams and Bella leading the field as they went through the last laps of the season.
The last lap board, we believe, in fact, is out. This is the last lap of the Vic State Championships, so for 2023, and how fitting, I guess you would say, that the two real iconic championship performers of the last few years, Chris Lewis-Williams and Cameron Bella, are putting on a beautiful show this afternoon. They're literally nose to nose, but as they come around the last corner...
I can't wait for this.
Lewis Williams holding on to claim his fourth Victorian State 944 Championship and joined Bella on that number.
Here they come to take the championship. It is now done and dusted, locked away. Chris Lewis-Williams is your 2023 Porsche 944 Challenge champion. Cam Bella fittingly follows him home to the line, and a couple of other protagonists come into it, Mark Verdino and Torbitz. And here is Ads Brewer. He has slowed down and looks to be physically slow around the top end of the track here for the last time. Brings it into P3 for the year, and he gives a charge. And he sent a very clear message at the last round that 2024, he's coming to get him.
Yeah, without a doubt. Bit of a shame there for Ads to drop off with a couple of laps to go, but the cars have gone through a solid weekend of racing, so they're all going to go away, and we're going to see everyone down at Phillip Island at the Island Magic event there in late November. But just running through the top 10 there, congratulations to Chris Lewis-Williams, who takes out the 2023 Victorian State Racing Circuit Championship title.
So race 3 rounded out the Victorian State Championship for 2023, and it was Chris Lewis-Williams who took the victory. Cameron Bella again home in second. Mark Verdino rounded out another podium. Mark Torbitz home in a business-like fourth. Jared Campione with a solid 8th place. And Johnny Venoris the last of the runners. Calder Fox suffering overheating issues, along with Manny Messerselma and Joey Kellock, whose battle-worn cars all headed for an early garage. Looking at the points tallies after round 6. As the 944 Challenge Series competes nationally as well as locally in Australian states, there are 2 sets of championship points awarded. And firstly, looking at the Victorian State Series, with his final victory, it's Chris Lewis-Williams who takes out that championship for 2023. Another amazing year for Cameron Bella, who again claims second place in that title. And it's Adam Brewer who completes the podium. Joey Kellock had a strong year in fourth, finishing 1 solitary point ahead of Mark Verdino. Lyndon Watson completes the top 10. Josh Brisbane just outside that. Richard Howe, still going strong, comes home in 14th. Jared Campione completes a strong first year in 17th. Michael Westaway rounds out the top 20. Jimmy Mitchell, Tony Andrzejewski and Andy Tudor with limited running, whilst Vlad Kennedy and Pete Doherty complete that table for 2023. Whilst in the overall National 944 Challenge Series, with one round to go, no change for the top three. However, Mark Verdino replaces Joey Cullick in 4th, Carter Fox moves to 7th, and Keith Mariner completes the top 10. Ryan Woods and Johnny Venoris just outside that. West Australia's Tim Wolfe mid-pack and Andy Tudor top 20. Tony Andrzejewski and former champion Jamie Westaway just outside that with limited running. And again, it's Vlad Kennedy and Pete Doherty who round out that table so far with one round to go. If it's close, hard and fast racing in stunning Porsche machinery on some of Australia's best racetracks that you're after, head over to our website www.944challenge.com and check out all the information. The 944 Challenge Series will be back, bigger and better. For round 7, the boutique Island Magic event at the Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit on the 24th of November. We look forward to seeing you there. In conjunction with Blendline TV, this has been a production by Pit Lane Media.